A degree of regret. The sun was setting over Lagos, casting an amber glow across the city's skyline. The air was thick with the smell of roasted plantain from street vendors and the distant honks of impatient drivers. Inside a small, dimly lit apartment, 24-year-old Amaka Benson sat on her bed, staring at the framed certificate in her hands. It read, Bachelor of Science in Accounting, First Class Honors, a degree she had fought for, sacrificed sleep for, and endured years of pressure to achieve. And yet, as she traced the bold letters with her trembling fingers, all she felt was an unbearable emptiness. Her phone vibrated beside her. A message from her mother. My accountant, we are so proud of you. Your father and I can't wait to see you shine in the banking world. God has been faithful. Tears burned behind Amaka's eyes. Her parents' dreams had become her burden. The weight of their expectations had shaped her choices, leading her down a path she never wanted. Her heart ached as she thought about what she truly loved, writing. As a child, she had filled dozens of notebooks with stories of adventure, love, and mystery. But each time she mentioned her passion, her father's booming voice had silenced her. Writing? How will that put food on your table? Do you want to be a beggar? So, she buried her dreams and became the perfect daughter. The job market was unforgiving. Amaka had submitted countless applications, attended interviews, and faced rejections that chipped away at her self-worth. The banks, the accounting firms, none wanted her. One evening, after yet another failed interview, she sat at a roadside food stall, staring blankly at her untouched plate of rice. A familiar voice jolted her from her thoughts. Amaka? She turned to see Daniel Okoro, her childhood friend. Unlike her, Daniel had pursued his passion, filmmaking. Now, his name was everywhere, attached to some of Nigeria's biggest movies. Daniel, she managed, forcing a smile. He slid into the seat opposite her. It's been ages. I heard you graduated with first class. You must be making money in those banks by now. She let out a hollow laugh. No job yet. His expression softened. I get it. The job hunt is brutal. But was accounting ever what you wanted? Amaka hesitated. No one had ever asked her that. Daniel leaned forward. You used to write the best stories back in secondary school. Remember how we'd spend hours reading them? You had something special. Her throat tightened. She had spent years ignoring that part of herself. I don't know, Daniel. It's too late now. My degree, my parents. It's never too late, he said firmly. I know producers looking for fresh writers. If you have old stories, I can show them. For the first time in years, hope flickered in her chest. That night, Amaka sat at her desk, dusting off an old notebook filled with stories she had written as a teenager. She flipped through the pages, feeling something stir within her. A lost part of herself awakening. But then came the fear. How could she tell her parents that 4 years of accounting had been a mistake, that she wanted to be a writer instead? The next morning, she gathered the courage to speak to her mother. Mummy, I need to talk to you, she said, watching her mother stir a pot of soup. What is it, my dear? Amaka inhaled deeply. I don't want to be an accountant. Her mother paused, the spoon midair. What do you mean? I want to write, Mummy. It's what I love. It's what I've always loved. Silence. Then, the clatter of the spooning pot. Amaka, don't start this nonsense. Your father has sacrificed too much for your education. You will get a job. Just be patient. But, Mummy. No but. Don't bring shame to this family. Her heart sank. That night, she overheard her parents arguing. She wants to waste her life on storytelling, her father roared. She will come to her senses, her mother replied. Amaka felt like a prisoner in her own home. Weeks passed. The rejections from accounting jobs continued, but something unexpected happened. Daniel had sent one of her old stories to a producer. One evening, her phone rang. "Hello? Is this Amaka Benson?" a deep voice asked. "Yes. My name is Mr. Adewale and I run Vision Pictures. I read your story and I must say you have talent. We'd like you to join our writing team." Amaka almost dropped the phone. You mean it?" "Yes, we'll start with a 3-month contract. If it works out, we'll extend." Tears welled up in her eyes. This was it. The next morning, she sat before her parents, her hands shaking. "I got a job." Her father's face lit up. "Which bank?" "It's a writing job." The light in his eyes dimmed. "Amaka, don't do this." "I have to, Daddy. I've tried your path and it's not working. Let me try mine." Her father shook his head. "That you are throwing your life away." But for the first time, Amaka felt free. She belonged here. Her first script was well received, then the second. Soon, her name appeared in the credits of a hit TV series. People started recognizing her talent. One evening, she received a message from her father. "I watched your show today. You did well. Maybe I was wrong." Tears filled her eyes. Regret is a heavy burden, but Amaka refused to carry it any longer. She had chased the wrong dream for years, but now she was finally living the right one. And for the first time in her life, she was truly happy.
Thank you for watching and for staying till the end. Please subscribe, like, and share if this story has impacted you. And stay tuned for more videos. Mr. Feels Concept.